All right, so I should be live here. Still got the cough, of course, because I've always got the cough, it seems like. But yeah, I'm going to be rolling some non-canon matches. Um, just kind of to kill some time. We got about 35, 40 minutes before I need to start making dinner. Couldn't figure out what to do, and I haven't rolled any matches in a while. So I figured I'd do that. I'm gonna clean my glasses here, and then we'll get started. Don't know who or what I'm gonna roll first. I'm kind of keen to show off a couple of things, but don't want to lead with that. So we'll do another type of match first. Let's go and load up the default charts. I don't want the vintage charts there. I added this nice little button here that allows you to load a whole loadout of charts at once. Makes things a little bit easier for me. I haven't used the the promoter prime cards that came in, so maybe let's use Bad News Allen. And let's stick him in here. Let's pick somebody from last year's prime. Uh, let's go Bad News Allen versus the Dirty White Boy. Um, and I think both of these guys are. I can't remember. Yeah, he doesn't have the Dirty White Girl with him. So they're both manager free. I added the nice little card notes thing over here. You can add card notes if you want to. I haven't added any. But I did add this too, which you can now, if you enter in the card mechanics, it'll show up here, and there's a little button on the thingy that you can use to display them in the matches, which makes it much, much nicer. Anyway, so yeah, Bad News Allen, Dirty White Boy, let's get it on. That sounded weird. Let's have a match. They tie for initiative, so they're going to break off the lockup and meet again in the center of the ring. And it looks like Bad News Allen is going to get the better of Dirty White Boy on the lockup there. And Bad News Allen starts us off with a big right hand punch to Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy is going to counter that punch, though, and clock Bad News Allen solidly with a headbutt. It's going to hurt Bad News Allen. And Dirty White Boy comes in with a big clothesline as Allen is still reeling from that headbutt. Bad News Allen is hurt as the dirty White Boy picks him up and nails him with a huge backbreaker. And the backbreaker hurts Bad News Allen. And the dirty white boy gonna back him into the ropes. Or whip him into the ropes. I'm so used to the vintage charts. um, Allen comes off the ropes, and the dirty white boy puts him down with a knee to the gut. And Bad News Allen in trouble here. And Dirty White Boy picks him up and whips him back into the ropes. And Dirty White Boy drops down. Bad News Allen goes over. And he's rolling again. And this time, Dirty White Boy leapfrogging Bad News Allen. Dirty White Boy showing that he's got the agility here. Even though neither one of these guys are particularly agile. And there it is. Both guys connect with a big shoulder block. The better power rating, that's going to be Bad News Allen. So Bad News Allen puts down the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy got a little too fancy with all those drop downs and leapfrogs, and Bad News Allen just came off and planted him. And now Allen with a big headbutt. And Dirty White Boy is hurt here. And Bad News Allen scoops him up. And big running power slam on the Dirty White Boy. And the Dirty White Boy's hurt here as Bad News Allen connects with another big headbutt as Dirty White Boy tries to get back to his feet. And Dirty White Boy able to roll out of the way and get back to his feet here and surprise Bad News Allen with some fist shots there. And then he drops a fist on Bad News Allen. Bad News Allen rolls out of the way of the fist drop though. Gonna throw the Dirty White Boy into the turnbuckle. And Bad News Allen comes charging in. The Dirty White Boy able to move out of the way and scoop him with a schoolboy. And this could be it. Bad News Allen rolling pin. The target is 3. The roll is a 6. Bad News Allen able to kick out of the schoolboy. The sudden roll up there by the Dirty White Boy. But the Dirty White Boy is in control now. Vertical suplex. Choice G maneuver. So he's either going to hit the suplex and go for a death jump, or he'll hit a level 3 suplex. The death jump is probably the much better move, so he's going to hit that vertical suplex on Bad News Allen, and then go up top for the death jump. And the Dirty White Boy comes off Tony Anthony, blasts Bad News Allen with a clothesline off the top rope there. And once again, scoops him up. Vertical suplex, and he's back up to the top rope. And another big clothesline. Really laying it in on Bad News Allen here as he hits his 3rd vertical suplex. We're going to death jump again. And this is bad as Tony Anthony comes off this time with a big diving elbow drop. And he's going for the cover. Bad News Allen going to roll his pin here. Target is 4, roll is an 8. So Allen able to kick out. And Dirty White Boy in charge of this match. White Boy scoops him up and falls forward with a front slam. That's going to lay Bad News Allen out. Allen is hurt. And he drops the fist on Allen. And Allen caught all of that one. Wasn't a fan of having that fist dropped on him. Dirty White Boy scoops him up and whips him into the ropes. And they collide in the center of the ring with 2 clotheslines. Both guys are down. Wrestler with the better ropes rating, they're tied. So that's going to be the Dirty White Boy getting back to his feet. And going for the Buck Snort Blaster. As Allen gets back to his feet, the Buck Snort Blaster on Bad News Allen, the Dirty White Boy going for the cover. The roll, or the target is 6, and the roll is a 5. So just like that, the Dirty White Boy Tony Anthony has put away Bad News Allen. I am getting Facebook notifications. Apparently one of y'all liked my post, which is great, except I don't want to hear it in the microphone. So there we go. So yeah, that did it right there. Tony Anthony able to pick up the win on Bad News Allen with a Buck Snort Blaster. Allen with 3 fatigue tokens, Anthony with 0, so 1.5 star match. Wasn't really a like a blowout or anything, but definitely not a not a super competitive match. Bad News Allen didn't get anywhere near as much offense as he probably would have liked to. Where's the legendary ladies? Where did they go? Legends. They got to be up before that then, yep. All right, so I haven't got to use very many of these either, so let's use some of these. We're going to do, we'll do Vivian Vachon, and she's going to step in the ring with, we'll do Debbie Combs. And it looks like Grant is here, Solar Promoter. Wow, Bad News Allen has lost all of his matches that I've done. I think I did one really quick match with him now that I'm thinking about it against Danny Spivey, and he lost that one too. So I think Bad News Allen is 0-2 for me as well, which is kind of a bummer because I always really liked Bad News Allen, Bad News Brown. He was always a low-key favorite. Like, if somebody asks you what your favorite wrestlers are, he's never going to make that list. But then when you see him, you're like, I really like that guy, you know? So I'm kind of bummed that he's not doing as well as he could. All right, here we go. Vivian Vachon and Debbie Combs locking up in the center of the ring. And it looks like Debbie Combs going to get the advantage on the lockup and start us out with a single leg pickup. Vivian Vachon able to counter that takedown, though, masterfully. And she puts Debbie Combs on her back and applies a step over toe hold. And Debbie Combs is hurt here. And Vivian Vachon grabs her hair and picks her up and applies a nasty armbar. Combs is dazed by the armbar, and Vivian Vachon whips her into the ropes. And the opponent is rolling on level 2 offense here. I think I forgot to change out the charts again. Oh well, we'll play with the vintage charts. So there we go. Debbie Combs nailed with a back elbow by Vivian Vachon, and Vivian Vachon grabs her hair, pulls her back into the armbar, and Debbie Combs is hurt here. And Vachon puts her down with the armbar, spins up into the step over toe hold, and Combs is in trouble here as she's able to reach the ropes. Vachon pulls the hair once again and puts her right back into that armbar. And Combs is dazed here as Vachon really working the arm. And Vachon locks up out of that armbar and snapmares Debbie Combs over. And Debbie Combs is hurt here as Vivian Vachon throws a big dropkick. And the dropkick only grazes Debbie Combs, but it was enough to keep Vachon in control of the fight. And Vachon tries a roundhouse punch, and that is not going to succeed as Debbie Combs is able to duck that punch deftly and take control of the match with a big victory roll on Vivian Vachon here. Vachon is down. Combs wasn't able to keep the shoulders down on the victory roll, but is able to get up and keep Vachon in trouble as she applies that inverted surfboard. This is a +1 finisher, so the target is going to be 3, and the roll is a 9. So Vachon able to break that surfboard, but Combs in control here. Death jump. This is a choice move. She's got an A death jump. Not going to do that at all. Going to roll up here. Roundhouse forearm smash by Debbie Combs. That's going to connect, and that dazes Vivian Vachon. And Vachon could be put down by a single leg pickup by Debbie Combs. And she's able to keep from going down, but it definitely puts her off balance as Combs comes in and tries to apply a full Nelson. And Vivian Vachon, way too strong for that, and is quickly able to overpower Debbie Combs and break the full Nelson. And now Vivian Vachon turns around, throws a dropkick at Debbie Combs. That one caught her. Debbie Combs is hurt as Vivian Vachon throws another dropkick, but this time Debbie Combs able to sidestep. Combs grabs a headlock as Vachon gets back to her feet and throws her to the canvas. Vachon is dazed here. And now Debbie Combs throws a drop kick. And that drop kick caught Vachon solidly. Vachon is hurt. Debbie Combs going for a one-legged monkey flip. This is a choice A maneuver. So this is either going to be into the ropes, or it is going to be a level 2 one-legged monkey flip. Definitely, I think we're going for the ropes. So Vachon thrown to the ropes. And Debbie Combs, big drop kick off the ropes. And Debbie Combs is now solidly in charge of this match. Combs with a snapmare and a double leg cradle on Vivian Vachon. And Vachon is not able to keep her shoulders up as the double leg cradle keeps him down. The pin is a 3 here. So roll is a 10. So Vivian Vachon able to kick out. But Debbie Combs really applying the pressure here. And another death jump. This is definitely not going to happen. Debbie Combs tries a victory roll, and that's not going to do it. Vachon able to get tied up in the ropes there, forcing Debbie Combs to break the victory roll, the roll up there. Pops Reviews is here. Hello, Carlzilla. I hope all is well with everyone this evening. All is pretty good. Just rolling some matches to kill some time. These are non-canon matches, so not part of my universe. Just kind of fun matches. And Vachon is hurt as she kind of went into the ropes on that victory roll, so Combs can't pin her. But Combs going for another one-legged monkey flip. This is again going to be either into the ropes or a level 2 move that's going to work on a roll of 5 or less. So I think we're definitely going for ropes here. And Debbie Combs knees Vachon in the gut as she comes off the rope. And Combs, another one-legged monkey flip. I think this time we're going to... she's going to play it safe. She's going for the ropes again. And this time they collide in the center of the ring. Neither lady goes down. They stare each other down and then lock up. And it looks like Debbie Combs gets the better of that lockup. And Combs, once again, throwing Vivian Vachon into the ropes. And Vachon is put down with a big chop. And Vachon goes down. And Debbie Combs on the attack here with a victory roll. And now Vivian Vachon is down. She is close enough to the ropes that she is not going to be pinned. And she's going to roll out of the ring. And it looks like she grabs Debbie Combs, pulls her out of the ring, and body slams her on the floor before sliding back under the bottom rope herself. And Debbie Combs going to roll her count out here. Target is 3, roll is a 5, so Combs is not counted out. And Vivian Vachon is now on the attack. Rear chin lock on Debbie Combs. Combs is hurt. And Vivian Vachon grabs that hair, pulls her up into the armbar. We've seen lots of this at the beginning of the match. And that's going to hurt Debbie Combs. As Vivian Vachon, still holding the armbar, and just slugs her right in the chin with a forearm. And that shot really rocked Debbie Combs there. And Vivian Vachon with a step over toe hold now. And Combs is hurt. Vachon just can't keep her on the mat. As Vachon nails her with another hard forearm slug. And after that forearm slug, Vivian Vachon once again applies that step over toe hold. And once again, Combs able to break free and get back to her feet. But not before Vachon is able to throw a big drop kick her way. And that drop kick grazed Debbie Combs. And Vivian Vachon whips her into the ropes. And once again, the two ladies bump up against one another in the center of the ring. Neither woman going down. And they lock up again. Let's see who gets the upper hand here. And once again, it's going to be Debbie Combs. And Combs throws a big roundhouse forearm smash at the jaw of Vivian Vachon. And Vachon is hurt as that connects. Debbie Combs once again going for that victory roll. And that's going to be a pin. Center of the ring, victory roll. Target is a 4. Roll is a 4. Wow. Just like that. A surprise roll up by Debbie Combs. Victory roll pinfall. Debbie Combs has beat Vivian Vachon. And that one was a pretty solid match. Combs really had a lot of offense there. Vivian Vachon didn't. Anytime she got on offense, she just wasn't able to keep Debbie Combs down. So kind of rough there. Let's go for some of my spring 2023 bootlegs here. Let's do a match with Chris Colt. And let's do a match with... Let's go back here. Colt was a Portland guy, so let's stick him in there with some Portland guys. Let's stick him in there with Doug Summers. I haven't rolled a whole lot of matches with Doug Summers, so this should be kind of interesting. And if you guys have any match suggestions, feel free to let me know. All right, so Chris Colt and Doug Summers lock up in the center of the ring. Doug Summers gets the better of the lockup, and Summers smashes Colt with some forearms. Colt is dazed as Summers pulls the hair and takes Chris Colt down. And Colt able to avoid being taken down, and the referee breaks up the hair pull and admonishes pretty boy Doug Summers. As the referee is admonishing him, Colt comes in, grabs Summers, and whips him into the turnbuckle. And that's it. Summers hits the buckle hard, and he falls to the mat, clutching his back. Chris Colt really whipped him. Summers, something is up here. Summers is down. Colt going for the cover here. Target is 4, roll is an 8, so Summers able to kick out. But man, that turnbuckle shot was real vicious. Chris Colt climbing to the top rope and dropping the big elbow on Doug Summers. Target is going to be 6 here. And the roll is a 2 as Chris Colt comes flying off the top rope, smashes Summers with the elbow, and pins him 1, 2, 3. And this is a... he did roll doubles here, so let's roll on the feud table. Who rolls on the feud table? Is it the winner or the loser that rolls on the feud table at the end of the match? It's been so long since I've used the feud table that I don't even remember. If anybody remembers, that'd be great. I'm going to have Colt roll on the feud table here. But yeah. You celebrate your victory. The opponent recovers and attacks you from behind. So Doug Summers attacks Chris Colt from behind, drags you to the middle of the ring, and uses a Summers suplex in a vicious and cruel way, perhaps multiple times. So Summers with multiple Summers suplexes on Chris Colt. The medics come down, take Colt from the ring. He's going to be injured for 2 cards. This is non-canon, so I don't know what 2 cards means exactly. But man, Doug Summers might have lost the match, but he definitely won the war there. As Summers really just destroyed Colt after the match. Let's go for some tag team action, why don't we? We're going to go for some tag team action. I'm going to do the Golden Grams, Eddie and Jerry Graham. These were part of my Bootlegs of Wrestling Spring 2023 set. And we'll put them in there. These guys. Expansion Pack 1 was full of tag teams. Let's see, who is he going to fight? Let's stick them in there with the Sheep Herders. That should be a very interesting match. Butch Miller and Luke Williams. And let's actually load the default charts again so that we're not using the other ones. And we'll go to start match. And let's see who's going to start out each match here. And it's going to be Eddie Graham for his team and Butch Miller for his team. So nobody needs to... no changes needed there. And let's lock up in the center of the ring. And it looks like Butch Miller has the advantage here. And Miller's going to whip Eddie Graham into the turnbuckle. And Eddie Graham able to spin it around and whip Miller into the turnbuckle. So Cousin Butch goes in. And he's rolling on the turnbuckle chart. You can't roll 2 reversals in a row, so opponent hits a move. So here we go. Miller comes off the turnbuckle, and Eddie Graham is there to meet him with a big, well-placed right hand. That puts Miller onto the mat. And Graham on the attack now. Grabs a face lock and drags him over to his side of the ring. Jerry Graham climbs up to the second rope and jumps off with an axe handle across the back. That's going to be a tag and a +1. And Miller is down after that vicious double teaming attack by the Golden Grahams. And now Dr. Jerry Graham, he's going out of the ring. Well, Cousin Butch is down. He grabs a chair and is back in the ring. He plants the chair on Butch Miller. This is a 3-1 disqualification, so let's roll DQ. And that does it. Jerry Graham is disqualified by the referee for smashing Cousin Butch with a chair. The Grahams are kind of an unwieldy team. I don't know if you've ever seen, there's not a ton of footage of them, but all the footage that exists, they're pretty rowdy. So I'm not surprised that the Grahams just went out and brained him with a chair right away. Anything to get an advantage for the Golden Grahams, but it cost him the match. Let's see. Anything in particular that any of y'all want to see? I'll give it a minute or two if anybody is still there in the chat. I don't know if anybody is still there, but if they are, you can make a suggestion. In the meantime, I guess I'll show something off here. So I have added to the program the, I guess they're the POW or Throwdown MMA rule set. That was a thing for a little bit of time and then just kind of went to the wayside, but it's a pretty cool rule. It's a pretty cool rule set, so I decided to give it a shot and added it. But yeah, we're gonna go and have a couple of fights with, or at least one fight. We'll do Severn and Boss Rutan here. China versus Moolah. We will let's see. Yeah, we'll end with that one. I'll do that as the main event here after this. So we've got the MMA. We are in a cage, so let's select the cage charts. And we are going to start this one off. So if you're unfamiliar with the MMA rules, they're a little different. Fighters have a KO and a submission stat instead of a pin. The fatigue goes up individually for each one. So like if you get knocked down and get back up and are not counted out, you take a KO fatigue. If you are able to fight off a submission attempt, you take a submission fatigue. And then we've got these down here, the offense and defenses. They come into play a little more than they do in the wrestling matches. So, all right, so we're gonna roll to see who has or who throws the first punch here, and it's gonna be Dan Severn. Level 1 offense is your striking offense here. So everything on level 1 is striking, or something that you can do from a stand-up position. Severn nails him with a head slap and a quick jab. And Boss Rutan able to counter that and throws a liver kick at Dan Severn. Severn is dazed by the liver kick. Rutan throws another kick to the thigh, comboing the kicks here. Dan Severn able to parry it. And he grabs Boss Rutan by the neck and pulls him into a clinch. He's got a single collar as he drives the knee into Boss Rutan. And Rutan is dazed here as he is able to break free of the clinch, but he does eat the knee. And Dan Severn with a straight right now. And Rutten able to parry it and throw a thigh kick at Dan Severn. Severn is dazed. And Rutten with a big liver kick on Dan Severn. And then Boss Rutten moves in and grabs Severn. He's got him clinched up here. And Rutten throws some shots to the gut. And he's got him in the clinch as he strikes him in the side here. And Severn able to pull himself away, but not before Rutten is able to throw another liver kick. And that kick connects. And Severn's in trouble as Rutten just continues to throw a big palm strike and a knee on Dan Severn. Severn is caught with the knee and the palm strike combo as Rutten kicks the thigh of Dan Severn. Severn able to move in, though. That thigh kick was checked. And Severn moves in, grabs Boss Rutten. And he's got him in a clinch. And he drags him to the mat. And Boss Rutten, Severn able to leverage up and drop a couple of bombs on Boss Rutten. Rutten has got his KO going on now. Target is, let's see, here's the weird thing about these. So the target is going to be, we're in level 3. No, he did that from a clinch. So 2, so that's 0 and 0, so it's a plus 0, so he's got to beat a 2, and he did. So that is a KO fatigue for Boss Rutten, and now Severn in control here as he drops some elbows and knees on Boss Rutten from the grapple. He's on the ground. And Rutten able to get back up, but Severn keeps him in the clinch and throws him back down. And once again, Rutten trying to get up, and he eats knees and elbows from Severn as he does so. And Severn once again able to throw him back onto the ground. And this is the final move of the round as Severn attempts an arm triangle choke. And this is going to lead to a down. So there we go. We're done with round 1. I would say that Dan Severn probably won that round. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I haven't played these rules in years, probably since they first came out. In that first edition, each wrestler had 2 cards, and they were PDF only. Yeah, that's what I hear, is that they had like the MMA version and then the wrestling version of some of those some of the MMA cards, or the Champions of the Galaxy MMA stuff. I wouldn't play it if it was just Champion stuff, but somebody, I think his name is MMA Forever, posted some good stats for real life fighters, and then Hexstar Billy Roberts said, hey, you know what would really set your little application apart from the official one is if you supported this, because I know there's still a section of the community that does play the MMA rules, but basically the official digital solution doesn't support them at all, so you can't use it to play these rules. So I figured, what the hell, I'll give it a shot, and I added them. Yeah, I've never played a match using these rules. Yeah, I've enjoyed them so far. Anyway, so that was the end of round 1. The fighters are coming out of their corners, getting ready for round 2 here. Rutten and Severn meet in the center, and Rutten throws the first punch. We're rolling on the strike chart. And so that is Severn rolling on the strike chart. And Rutten throws a bomb, connects on Severn's chin. Dan Severn is down. He's rolling his KO here. Let's see. Rutten has +3. He has 0 in strike defense. So this is going to be a +3 finish. So he needs 6 or better to, 7 or better to stay up. The target is 6. And with a roll of 9, Severn is able to get back to his feet here. And Boss Rutan gonna wait for Severn to get back up and continue the attack on his feet with a big liver shot. And that's gonna put Severn back down. Once again, +3 to his finish here. So target is 7, roll is a 6. And in the second move of the second round, Boss Rutan is able to defeat Dan Severn. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off. Was one of the things that I wanted to show off while I was messing around with the non-canon stuff. I've been enjoying it. The rule set, it's taken me a little bit to get used to. Doing things like figuring out the finisher levels based on math. It isn't difficult because it's like, -5 to +5. It's not hard math, but it's definitely different than just reading a number off the card. So, all right. So Grant suggested China and Mula. This will probably be one of the only times that I use China's card. No offense to her. She's just not from an era of wrestling that I ever paid any attention to. So she's like just one of those wrestlers that don't exist in my radar or my bubble. So, and Mula. But it should be a good match. So we got Mula and China. We're going to start the match. I think she's got... It's only if you're wrestling against men, right, that you need to worry about the bold stats. Yeah, okay. And Mula doesn't have anything, nope, that needs to be dealt with off the top. So here we go. They lock up in the center of the ring. And Fabulous Mula gets the advantage here. Mula with an arm drag. This is a power maneuver. Mula's strong, but she's not stronger than China. Oh, and so China. Joni Lauer with a big vertical suplex. I'm going to call her China. I'm sorry. She'll, that's just how... Even the little bit that I know about her is that she's China, so... And Mula counters that vertical suplex. She just up and over. And she's on the attack here. Rolling hair mares by Mula, and this is going to work. And China counters on level 1 here. China with a big slap to the face on Fabulous Mula. Slapped the taste right out of Mula's mouth. She's dazed. As China slaps her on the other side. And that's going to daze Mula once again. And China now boots Mula right in the midsection. This is a choice A maneuver. So she's either going to throw her into the ropes, or 7 or less. Yeah, that's going to be ropes. And Mula's backdropped by... Mula takes a backdrop by China, and China is on the attack now. A death jump. Not going to happen. She's going to roll up. And China throws a big forearm. Catches Mula in the mush. Mula goes down. China on the attack. Not going to death jump her. Going to roll up again. And China bounces off the ropes and crashes into Mula with a big clothesline as Mula gets back to her feet. And now, Mula is hurt. She has the opportunity to pull off something here. Rolls 9 through 12, so let's see what she rolls. She rolls a 4, so that is not going to be successful. And Mula's hurt as China crushes her with another clothesline. She's rolling her pin. Target is 1, so it can happen, but we'll roll it anyway. And so there we go. 1 fatigue for Mula as China continues her attack with a big DDT. Mula rolling your pin again. Target is 2 now. Roll is a 6. So another fatigue for Mula as China continues to attack. China waits for her to get to her feet, locks her in a sleeper, and just puts her back on the mat with a big sleeper slam. Mula's hurt, and China throws a big forearm, catches Mula right in the mush. Mula able to roll through with it, though. Doesn't really have much of an effect this time. Moolah tries for the arm drag, can't get it. China picks Moolah up and handspring elbows her after throwing her into the turnbuckle. And Moolah once again is hurt. China going over to pick her up. And with a roll of 11, I think that's going to do it. 9 through 12, so that does work. So this is a small package by Fabulous Moolah. China rolling her pin here. That's going to be a pin of 1, so this is not going to work. But, you know, what can you do? And that's going to be a fatigue for China. And Moolah's on the attack now. Moolah with the big jackknife cradle. Here's a level 2 finisher, so the target is going to be 4. The roll is a 6. China kicks out again as Moolah applies the Boston Crab. The Fabulous Moolah might be in trouble here, or China might be in trouble here as Moolah wrenches the Boston Crab. China able to power her way out of it. And Moolah stalks her prey, and as China gets to her feet, she throws a huge drop kick, connecting with China. China's hurt as Moolah drops a knee on China here. China is down. She's going to roll out of the ring. And she grabs Moolah by the ankle, pulls her out. China whips her into the turnbuckle post. Moolah goes down. Moolah's down. Let's see if there's blood for Moolah. We'll say 5 or 6, and there's blood. There's the 5. So Moolah is bleeding now as she was plastered into the turnbuckle, or into the corner post, by China. China's getting back in the ring. Moolah's got to roll for countout now. Target is 3, and the roll is a 10, so Moolah's not counted out. As Moolah gets back in the ring, and China continues her attack with a big sleeper slam. Fabulous Moolah's hurt as China lifts her up with a big vertical suplex, plants her in the ring. Moolah close to the ropes, able to use the ropes to get back to her feet, and China whips her into the turnbuckle. And Moolah able to counter that one. China comes charging in. Moolah gets both feet up, catches China right in the chin. And Moolah is on the attack. Moolah now going to whip China into the turnbuckle. Nah, she's going to roll up. Moolah going to go for the rolling hair mares on China. That's going to hurt China as Moolah continues her attack. Moolah with a kick to the stomach on China. And now Moolah drops the knee onto the prone China. China eats all of the knee drop, and Moolah goes to roll her up for the cover here. Target is 3, roll is a 10, so China able to kick out, and Moolah's in charge now. Moolah gonna throw China out of the ring. China hits the mat, or hits the concrete floor outside the ring hard. She's rolling her count out here. Target is 4. Roll is a 7, so China not counted out. Moolah waits for her to get back up onto the apron and then grabs her by the hair, pulls her back into the ring, and snaps her neck over the top rope. This is a choice G maneuver. So I know it says into the turnbuckle, but actually it's a death jump. Not that either person is going to use that. And a level 3 move that's going to work. Oh, good lord. Yeah, so she is going to actually use the death jump. Moolah goes up to the top rope and comes off here. China able to get up to the top rope first. Wrestler with the better agility rating rolls on level 3 offense. They are equal. So Moolah able to push her off and hop back down. Moolah on the attack now. China gets back up, and Moolah delivers a big knee lift to China as she gets back to her feet. And then drops a big knee on her as she lays there. And China is being pinned by Moolah after that knee drop. Target is 5. Roll is an 8. So China kicks out again. Moolah really manhandling China here. And Moolah connects with another big knee lift. And that's going to hurt China. And Moolah now. I'm going to whip her into the turnbuckle this time. And it did not work. Moolah came running in. China just turned around, caught her with a big back elbow. And China's on the attack now. Vertical suplex on the fabulous Moolah. Moolah up and over, though. And Moolah tries for an arm drag on China. That's not going to get her. And now China with a spinning neckbreaker on the fabulous Moolah. And Moolah's hurt here. China on the attack with another big spinning neckbreaker. And Moolah's rolling her pin. The target is 4. The roll is a 5. So the fabulous Moolah barely able to kick out now. As China now continues her assault here. Oop. China continues her assault. Not fabulous Moolah. China with a big DDT on Moolah here. Moolah rolling her pin again. Target is 5. Roll is a 6. So once again, Moolah barely able to kick out, but it's just not enough. And now China continues her attack with another big DDT. And a big clothesline crashes into the fabulous Moolah. And Moolah's hurt as China grabs her again with a big spinning neckbreaker. And Moolah's hurt. China, another neckbreaker here. And China hooks her up. And big vertical suplex. And just like the last couple of times, Moolah able to up and over the back there and take control of the fight. Moolah grabs China's arm, puts her in a short arm scissors. China's got some big, strong arms, though. I don't know if that was the smartest move. China not really that messed up from the arm scissors here as Moolah continues her attack, slapping China in the face and strutting around the ring. The slap did wonders for her, though, as China's dazed. And Moolah, overconfident there, tries an arm drag and just can't get it. China, way too strong, just kind of stands there and looks at Moolah as she tries an arm drag. And she grabs Moolah and tries for the vertical suplex again. And this one actually catches her. Moolah goes up and over. Vertical suplex. Moolah's hurt here. Can China capitalize? China with a big forearm smash. Solo Promoter says this has gone on longer than I thought it would. It has. This has been a crazy match. China with that big forearm smash on the fabulous Moolah. Moolah blocks it on the attack. Head scissors and hair pull on China. Moolah's getting catty here. Moolah able to hurt China, though. And now she's going to whip China into the ropes. Both ladies come off. And Moolah sidesteps as China goes careening into the ropes on the other side, stops herself. They stare each other down. They lock up in the middle of the ring, and it's China who's on the attack here. China whips Moolah into the corner and comes charging in with a big handspring elbow on the fabulous Moolah. And Moolah's hurt here as China now on the attack. Vertical suplex. And once again, Moolah up and over the back. Derek Bauman is here. Hi, everybody. Just got home. You are witnessing the fairly epic main event of the evening. China versus the fabulous Moolah here. Moolah sneaks out the back of that vertical suplex attempt and is on the attack. Moolah with a big body slam. This is a choice D maneuver. Yeah, that's not going to go for the power. Going to go for the agility move here. It's going to work on an 8 or less and be a level 2 body slam. And on a roll of 8, she is successful in scooping up China and slamming her to the mat. And China is dazed. Moolah with a big short arm scissors. Once again, China's got those big arms. I don't know if this is smart. Moolah not really able to do a whole lot with it. And rolling hair mares on China as China's hurt. And now Moolah kicks her in the gut. And China says no, catches the leg, and is on the attack. slaps her in the face while holding the leg. Moolah falls to the mat here, and Moolah grabs the ankle and puts China down as she falls to the mat. Moolah on the attack now. Moolah quickly getting back up and dropping the knee on China. China's hurt here as Moolah throws the drop kick as China's getting up. That connects, and Moolah slams her head into China's. And she's gonna go for the cover after the headbutt. They collapse onto each other. China being pinned here. Target is 6. Roll is a 12, so China able to kick out again as the fabulous Moolah just can't get it done. Derek says, I'll watch the show later tonight. It's been a pretty fun one. Moolah in control here. Moolah gonna throw China out of the ring. China pulls Moolah out of the ring, slams her into the announce table there, or the timekeeper's table, and the referee is admonishing her. We're gonna roll DQ here. Target is 4, roll is a 6, so she's not disqualified. China able to throw Moolah back into the ring and take control of the fight here after slamming her into the announce table. China going for a Hurricane Rana. Choice E. Level 3 move, going to work on agility. So 8 or less. And with a roll of 10, China can't get Moolah over with that Hurricane Rana. So Moolah on the attack again with a big headbutt. That put her down last time, and it put her down this time. Moolah driving her head into the head of China and going for the cover. Target is 7. Roll is a 12. China continues to kick out of the assault that Moolah is putting on her here. And Moolah continues her attack. She just can't keep China down. And the fabulous Moolah now with the body press. The target is 8. And the roll is a 9. Holy crap. China able to kick out of the body press. She is really just all heart and no brains here. She might be better to just stay down and live to fight another day, but it's not happening. And here we go. Moolah on the attack with a big jackknife cradle. This is going to be almost impossible for China to kick out of. Target is an 11. Roll is a 4. And so finally, the fabulous Moolah, bleeding profusely, has put China away with the jackknife cradle. That was a insane match. Definitely a really, really good match. Moolah's a tough card, because that China card is stacked. And I felt like China was on the defensive for a lot of that match. Obviously not all of it, because Moolah had 5 fatigue tokens as well, but man, that was probably one of the best matches I've had in a long time. So kudos to the Legends team for that China card, because even though, you know, I'm not really a fan of that era, that card just had a great match, and you know, that's always a plus when you've got cards that are having good matches and are statted properly and aren't doing weird things like move 2, add 1. No names will be mentioned. So yeah, definitely a good match. Really enjoyed that. So I guess the only other thing I want to mention is that I am, I'm not going to say I'm close, but I am trying to figure out the best way to make this program available to everybody. I reached out to Phil Singer Games today to find out, you know, what I would need to do to keep it in their good graces. I don't want to step on any of their toes or, like, you know, ruffle their feathers. So I reached out to Todd. I haven't heard back, but he's a busy man, and the virtual con is tomorrow, so he's probably got other stuff going on. On top of that, you know, this is a side job for everybody, so hopefully I'll hear back from him next week, and we can figure out like how I can keep this in their good graces and still get it to everybody. Um, I will let you know that the plan is to put it out on Patreon, so it will cost you some money. There are multiple tiers. It's not going to be very expensive. I think my basic tier, which gets you the program, developer support, and all future updates, as long as you're a patron, is like $5 a month. Um, there are other tiers that will get you things like my bootleg cards or whatever, um, and those will be kind of up in the air. I think I have it all figured out, but things might change between now and then, so I'm not going to say too much more. I do know for sure that basic access will be around $5. So, um, anyway, keep an eye out for that. I don't know where I'll be allowed to advertise it. I doubt if I'll be allowed to advertise it in the official forums. Um, or maybe not even the Facebook group, because I think that Todd is the admin there, and so it's official. I'm doing air quotes, and you can't see them, but yeah. So it's possible that I won't be able to advertise it there either. Um, Grant is here now. Maybe he'll let me advertise it on the Discord group. That's up to him. No pressure. I understand totally if you don't want me to. If you know, so we can talk about that though. There we have a line of communication. Anyway, so that's it for me for the day. Thank you for joining me. That was a fantastic main event, and I hope you all have a great night. I will see you tomorrow at the virtual con, hopefully. Enjoy your evening.